It's time for
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
quick draw. So there's a lot. It's we're in red and white, so we're doing a lot of spell slinging
Red
stuff.
and blue?
Sorry, I don't know why I said white. Red and blue, and we're doing a lot of the spell slinging white. That's what the white does. That's what how that
That's
would.
white doesn't do anything.
All right, but there are three spell slingy cards in this that I thought were pretty interesting. So the first one is lock and load. We have that new mechanic. So this is 2 and 1 blue. You have plot. You can pay 3 and 1 blue, and you may put this in exile. The one thing I haven't looked up yet is I'm pretty sure they can't see the card, right? Because you're putting it in exile. It doesn't say face down.
I think it's very similar to Foretell in that regard.
Okay, so yeah, so you plot it. You can cast it at any other turn at sorcery speed, and you pay it or play it for free. What it does is draw a card, then draw a card for each other instant or sorcery spell you've cast this turn. So you're in a spell slinger deck. You set this up for later. You put it out. You plot it out early. And then you get a turn that you're playing a bunch of spells, and then this one just comes out for free. Even if you're casting 2 or 3, you're getting 3 draws off, 3 to 4 draws off of it. So I think this one could be a use. It's not that expensive.
It's a different type of storm.
Right.
Kind of like that. It makes it interesting.
Yeah. And then we got Thunderclap Drake. 1 colorless, 1 blue for a Drake flying creature. It has instant and sorcery spells, cost 1 less, which is really nice. But then you can tap 2 and 1 blue, and you can sacrifice it when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn. Copy it for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone in this game. So we've had some other cards that do that, but I think this one, this is Spell Slinger. I don't know the commander in this one. Our commander, she's 3. So it isn't that much to get her out. So you're probably going to cast her a bunch, or if you're in other decks where you're able to cast them pretty easily, that'd be really nice, because then you're able to do the storm type of thing there. Plus it's a Drake. I like Drakes because my son's name is Drake, and that's also why I like this one. So and then the last one is Crackling Spellslinger. We're talking about spell slinging. 3 and 2 red, has flash. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has storm. So we're dealing a lot of storm
Oh,
stuff.
it has storm?
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you at least the next spell that you cast is going to be replicated because this got cast. So yeah. So
least.
these 3, they're interesting. I liked my other 3 and I liked your other 3 better than this, but I think they're really good for spell slinger type decks. So,
I probably agree with you in that regard.
but let's check out the cards that are in this deck. So there was, 8 cards that were between 5 and 15. This is where I got my 1 card that is over 10. Is Veyran, Voice of Duality. That's an 1150. It was back in Commander
Veyran's
2021. Yep. So that one is 1150. We got Bloodthirsty Adversary at 6. One of your favorites here, Archmage Emeritus at 5. Pongify 5. Rousing Refrain 6. Winged Boots. We love the Winged Boots. I like that protection equipment there. Propaganda and Shark Typhoon. So we got a bunch of like mid-rangey 6 to 650 cards. That equals $51. So right there, this deck is 46. It's the most expensive out of the 4 decks. But you're already making it up in those 8 cards of reprints. Then we have, what did I write there? 6 cards that are between $2 and $5. And that gets us 18. So we get a total value of $69. So Larry, the question
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
you take all that in here, you got reprints, you can get some value back. You can, buy listed or sell them, and then get these new cards. Is this one worth it for you? Is this one tickle your fancy?
I would like to go back to the first one that you did and say, if I have to choose one, that's likely the one I'm going to do.
The first one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though this one has more value, I just liked the cards, the new cards in that one better. So so am I hitting the price is wrong again, the same thing for you, or how do I?
I'm just doing that all the way through.
The price is wrong.
Yes, I think so for me.
For me on this one, I think it's worth it. I think this one's worth it because you have 8 cards in there that get you already over the value of what it costs. You had the other 6 and all that stuff. I'm not saying I'm doing it again because, again, that's more work. But the new cards, like you said, a little more, it's Spell Slinger. I really only have like one spell slinger deck where the other one has more options for other decks and stuff. So
Right.
Is it going to go in my spell slinger deck? Probably not.
There's only so much room for a spell slinger deck, and how many spell slinger decks are you going to do?
Yeah, you.
I
really
guess
only
is a
make
question.
one, you know, like
treasures tend to fit into a lot of different archetypes, to whereas, you know, the first one, Grand Larceny, or the one that I did, that is play from exile.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a deck, but how many of those are you going to do? And same thing with Spellslinger, they're fun. But if you have, I have 16 decks. Oh, good for you.
I can't get to the button. You got to hit it
I have
yourself.
like two to three Spellslinging decks.
Oh, good for you.
So you know what I mean? And I'm looking at those and I'm like, I don't know if that goes into any of them. The first two are interesting, but a 5 mana creating a storm doesn't do much for me.
The plotting one, I like that you can set it up for later, but the other,
I think it's interesting.
I agree. The Drake actually might be the best for a spell slinger because you're one less, you know, but we already have a bunch of those that do that. So is this one basing it off
I
your
think
commander
that having it do both, like the cost reduction and the potential copying. I do like the Drake.
Yeah.
I do like that quite a bit.
Yeah. So, but you're gonna be able to pick that up for super cheap instead of spending $46. So, hey gang, the best way to support the Commander Smiths is to make sure you slap that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, commandersmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats, and more.